All right, everybody, since this series here is really triggering the left, I'm going to keep going with it. So I'm going to go ahead and skip episode 2. The whole beer brewing contest was really an argument from like 2012, 2013, 2014, something like that, whenever microbreweries were really starting to become a thing. Now they're just kind of the norm. So I don't know. It was really an outdated episode to air, in my opinion. So, they had their issues. They went through, did their beer contest, both pulled their beer out. Peggy was mad because, good God, did they make Peggy narcissistic. Very narcissistic in her old age. It's it's almost unbearable, to be honest. Peggy Hill is a real difficult character to, how would I say it? To really just understand. It's, I don't know. She's really hard to, I can't quite think of the word, but to really, it's the only way I can do it is by using that word, and I cannot think of the word right now. Jeez. To align with, I guess you could say. That's not quite right. But anyway, Peggy's just, I don't understand why her character is just so bad. It's funny, though, at least, so it works, but she's unbearable. Really unbearable of a character right now. Maybe it gets better. Hopefully she does. But it's just, everything's about her, when the whole situation has nothing to do with her. So it's just like, God, that's really annoying. But anyway, maybe that's part of the joke. Maybe she's just an old lady that is just starved for attention. I don't know. Anyway, this next episode, Season 3, Cultural Appropriation. The left is somehow still going to think that this is making fun of conservatives. I don't know. It's making fun of how absolutely stupid cultural appropriation is. There's no such thing. It's completely ridiculous. And Bobby Hill completely debunks the whole notion of cultural appropriation. I mean, obviously, he's a white guy as a head chef for a sushi restaurant. It's ridiculous. This is Mike Judge, yet again, pointing out the hypocrisy of the left. So anyway, she's like, in our polarized times, every left-leaning fan comforted by Hank's fundamental decency, another might see his brand of conservatism as a nostalgic gloss on an increasingly ugly movement. Okay. Yeah, he's just, because he wanted propane, I guess, there's that. But also, Hank never, ever suggested anything wrong with anybody else in this whole thing. He just went, he was just upset Bobby didn't, go with the propane models that they discussed. When Bobby should have been straight up honest at the beginning. Kind of a normal thing, I think, between father and son. Son didn't want to disappoint his dad, so he lied. And then the dad found out later, and then Hank just doesn't understand. He would have been mad in the situation if Bobby would have been like, look, I'm going with charcoal. Probably the word. I mean, we had episodes about that in the past where, do you want this burger or me? Or what was it? Charcoal or me? That's what, however he phrased that back in season 3 or something. Anyway, King of the Hill confronts progressive and right-wing stereotypes with care and equanimity, achieving this in a cultural environment as riven as ours would. Good God, I cannot read. Achieving this in a cultural environment as riven as ours would seem to be more difficult. Yet none of the humor feels strained, which is good. I mean, these are good things of advice here. Though this lady, she's upset. It's rotten because Hank's conservative. Oh, wow. Poor lady. Hope her feelings weren't hurt too bad. But, anyway, lots of fresh reviews. She gave the one bad review, and it was all because of her being left-wing. Wow. Wild how that works. Anyway, wait, video. I never opened a video. What the heck? Okay. I never opened a video, and this was supposed to be something else. That's awesome. Thank you guys for doing that, for getting rid of that for me. So anyway, where was the one that I opened? Phenomenal. I had the entire, okay, it wasn't just these. I had the entire episode synopsis pulled up. Whatever. I guess we can miss this. Anyway, let's go for some comments here about the whole thing. If there's one thing King of the Hill reboot did right, it's the black guy who thinks he's Japanese accusing others of cultural appropriation, which is, pretty accurate to say the least. I don't see a whole lot of left-wing people, on here praising this episode. So it just must be my imagination that they're just making fun of a bunch of conservatives. It's just us, whatever. So Hank Hill ends up leaving Bobby's restaurant. They were going to go eat there at the first time. Every time they try to eat at his restaurant, too, they end up not doing it. But don't worry, they do it at the very end, so spoiler alert. He ends up going through the... what museum was it? The Library of Congress? Not the Library of Congress. Whatever museum he goes to in Texas. Library of something. Congressional Library? Something like that. Anyway, he's in there. He's taking a tour. He's admiring the pin that Bush signed an executive order with or something, and the baseball that he threw, and the shoe that was thrown at him. Now, I would go there to see the shoe. That's hilarious. But as for his baseball game, obviously taking place right after 9/11 and him reading in a school, being in the most innocent position possible during such a corrupt situation of, 9/11. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little silly that they think there are still conservatives out there who genuinely support Bush, but whatever. But they tried to put kind of, Dale's... They made him exaggerate so hard a lot of the conspiracy theories out there. It didn't make any sense at all. And Jubadiah, Jubia, that was really, really funny. That's a way to actually make fun of right-wing conspiracy theories and stuff like that. It's so absurd, and it inserts things without actually making stuff up. You know what I'm saying? It just makes a complete satirical, absurd, exaggerated situation. That's the way you do it. Obviously, Hank's sitting there battling it out, and then he kind of realizes, oh, tradition is what I'm fighting for. And Bobby, is fighting for tradition in his restaurant. See what I'm saying? So they kind of come in together. They all get there. This black guy refuses to sell any charcoal to Bobby due to cultural appropriation. Okay? So he's thinking, Bobby, you're not really Japanese. I'm not doing this for you. And then he brings his Laotian friend in there. Well, friend. It's his dad owns a majority of the restaurant. Bobby is a partial owner. And his son is, I think, a partial owner as well. But you could just tell he's a Nepo baby completely. His dad's super rich. He always talks about how rich his dad is and how his dad can do anything. Bobby literally goes to them and goes, I need help getting charcoal. And they're like, you know what? We just want to make money. So just go with the propane system. And Bobby's like, okay, obviously I know a guy who could set it up. And then Hank kind of realizes, hey, you know what? You're doing this for traditional needs. Maybe I shouldn't be pushing you to go my way in your restaurant. You have an amazing fusion idea. You know what I mean? You're combining multiple cultures into one, and you're just Bobby being Bobby. You're making really, really good food. I didn't recognize that before, And then, obviously, more people come in, and the Germans come in. For some reason, there's a German club, and they make them extremely German. Pure blood German, if you catch my grift. And Bobby's just like, are we really doing this? For real? And so they come in there. He sets them down with the black guy, with his with the majority owner, with everyone, wows them all with their food. Every single person, including Dale and, them. And it just turned out to be a really good episode. Really making fun of all the cultural appropriation BS. Sitting there saying, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, every single one of us are so mixed blood that there is no such thing as cultural appropriation in general. And even if it's not about blood and it's just about culture only, everybody should be celebrating other cultures, especially when they're peaceful cultures. That's the message of this whole episode. And it's unbelievable, Let's see. They killed King of the Hill. Hank would never move overseas. Well, old Hank Hill would not have. He was very, very left. He was a lot more left-wing than people would have given Hank credit for. And he'd never liked soccer. Okay, I'm not there yet. I don't want spoilers. But anyway, well, the new King of the Hill isn't King of the Hill. It's written by Californians who don't understand the true culture. It's still written by Mike Judge. What are you talking about? Ridiculous, I don't want to see... Let's see. Wait, did they change? The voice for Khan in King of the Hill sounds nothing like the original. People are dumb and can't understand acting. Sick of the ethnicity. I don't know. We'll have to see when we get there. I'm trying to get just to cultural appropriation here, just so it comes up. In King of the Hill, created by Mike Judge, Bobby must find a new charcoal supplier for his restaurant. He attempts to talk to Mr. Yoshida and brings Chain Wasana-song to negotiate. Chain only escalates the situation as he is Laotian and not Japanese. Cultural appropriation. Yeah, it's
Get out of my shop.
Look, I get it. You hate your job. Just tell Yoshida we're here.
Chain, I think this is Mr. Yoshida.
But you're black. I was adopted by a baby mama called.
But look at all the people around him too. Like,
and Amata Junko and raised in Japan. I'm Japanese. You think coming here with some token Japanese guy is going to make me sell out?
I'm Laotian.
Even worse.
Even worse. That's so brutal.
You think Asians can't steal culture from other Asians? Don't get me started on Hapkido. That's just Aikido for Korean.
I don't know why you had to bring that in. Jesus. Like, it's... Oh, man. It's just unbelievable. And the fact that people think that Asians can steal culture from other Asians is completely ridiculous. Like, nobody's stealing anybody's culture. It's not stolen. It's not some thing that you just monetize. It's completely and totally ridiculous.
Mr. Yoshida, please.
Anyway, I don't want to play the whole thing there because this is what it is. But King of the Hill, Japanese man defending his culture.
Let me handle this.
Oh, yeah, they show the same thing. Let's see the comments, though. That's what I'm more interested in. Is this Jared Taylor? Oh, my God. Jared Taylor, fully Japanese. I don't know who this guy really is, but all right. Was this on King of the Hill, the show whose whole shtick was to mock rednecks and hillbillies to perpetuate urban... See, they try to do this, right? They're like, oh, it's just, you know, Arlen is a suburb. It's fun when people with no media literacy tell on themselves. So did you never watch the show, or are you complete and total imbecile? Because no other answer is appropriate. This guy, you never watched King of the Hill. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, the left, they come in, they insert their opinions. They don't actually watch the episodes. They don't dissect it. And then they come onto my channel and they accuse me of it, just like my last video. So anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this. It's very funny to see how the left wing continues to get mocked, and they just can't cope with it. They absolutely can't at all. And it's genuinely hilarious. Genuinely hilarious to me. So I can't wait to see you all try to come and downvote my video. Can't wait for y'all to just comment and cry about how we're not offended, you know? Yes, you are offended. You are offended. It's literally what they've done to my South Park episodes and to my previous King of the Hill episodes I've done on here. And it's just funny to me. I'm going to sit here and enjoy it. So you guys have fun, and I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later.